When I look back on the 20th century, which is now fully receding as ancient history in the rearview mirror, I think it's safe to make this general statement. At no other time in history was the pace of change so rapid and so all-encompassing. I know that every generation is going to feel a priority resides with them, but quite literally the pedal went to the metal from 1900 to the year 2000. I think this is true principally because of four discoveries. The first was oil, petroleum, rock oil. It was known and utilized before 1900, but the 20th century was very nearly created by oil. Refining the crude was greatly improved, and we moved from paraffin and kerosene to petrochemicals, which led to many new products, chief among them the plastics. But it is gasoline, along with the invention of the internal combustion engine, that really changed the world. The automobile was not only invented, it became available to everyone. This profound change in human transportation led to the development of the highway system and an explosion in the size of cities, manufacturing centers, all or most of it fueled by oil. I should note that the population centers were also supported, made possible, by personally available supplies of electricity and water. People were hooked up. And later there is aviation, also made possible by the engine and the oil. For the first time people could fly, and almost overnight they were flying in huge airplanes all around the world. And these planes were dropping bombs in wartime, which eventually links up the first great discovery of the 20th century, oil, with the next one, atomic energy. Talk about rapid development. The exigencies of war hurried this along, pushing the theoretical concept into a terrifying reality over the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Atomic energy, still used, dangerous as ever, is in something of a fitful hibernation now, with all sides deterred because of its frightful power and lethal residual consequences. But it may be necessary both as a power supply due to oil depletion as well as a weapon due to the flaws in our human nature. The third tremendous element of change in the 20th century was television. It's almost impossible to estimate how powerful an effect the idiot box has had. It quickly displaced the radio, which had begun the process of homogenizing the population. Television was like a god, completely omniscient, able to speak to millions of people at one time. Entertainment became one of the chief occupations in the world. Being entertained, or just distracted, became a way of life. Information became nearly instantaneous. Education, while it broadened, also became something of a joke. Television created a very wide, very shallow pool for its viewership, which was close to everyone on the planet. The fourth discovery was the computer, which in its early stage as a calculator was of some vital use in the development of atomic energy, and a very natural hookup with television. Thanks to transistors and semiconductors and microchips, the computer quickly advanced from an enormous and very capable number cruncher to the PC, the pads, the pods, and the smartphones. The computer is like the automobile and the television set. It had an immediate impact on the personal lives of everyone. Now, thanks to the computer, we have a network connecting all of those everyones, the internet, and we have Google and Amazon, all of the so-called social media, and intellectual access to virtually anything you can imagine. And goodness knows what will pop up tomorrow. In the background of our society, electricity and water sustain us, like the air we breathe. Television and the computer extend our nervous systems out into the world, far, far beyond the limited range of our senses. Oil moved our bodies far, far more quickly than our legs and arms could ever hope to do. Atomic energy is still somewhat dormant. I'm not sure it has expressed itself to its full extent as a force in history. In that sense, the 20th century, while wholly past, is still very present, waiting to play that one whole card.